where do you start as far as like knowing available capacity in our firm today? Like you have to start somewhere. And so open up Excel or Google Sheets if you're really that cutting edge accountant in your MacBook Pro. But open up Excel, open up your spreadsheet, put every one of your team members and then put their role. So for us, we have CSMs, we have client controllers, we have client CFOs. We also have some admin team. So if you're tracking along, and I'm sure that we could probably create this resource because we have something similar and we could share that with you if you really want it. So open up that Excel file, list each team member out on a row, put their name, put their position, put in the next column how much they work, right? So if they're a full-time person, 2080, don't commit somebody to overtime, and I think that's the piece where if they're full-time, 2080, if they're not, if they've committed to 6 hours, 3 days a week, then you put that, on the year. So your accountants, y'all can figure that out. And then in the next column, put the goal as far as like realization that you want for that position. I would avoid putting it per person. I would put it per role. And so we know that our client service managers are 85%, production. And so that's on the whole year. The other 15% is time off, education, admin, all that other stuff. But we know that for the most part, CSMs, their goal is 85%, client controller, 70%, and then client CFO, 55% is what we have determined as like the mix of admin versus production. And then if you're all great accountants, you know where this is going. So then you do the formula and then you see, okay, here is my available capacity by team member, by team. And we could break that down by pods. We could break it down by legs of pods to see. And then I think then you have a picture of like, okay, this firm has 10,000 available hours. The next question is like, what do we do with those 10,000? And some of the different metrics that you could really start tracking is if our firm does $3 million a year in production and we have 10,000 production hours, then 3 million divided by 10,000 gives you your, production rate as a firm, and it's mixed. And that is a very real number that is looked at in valuations of CPA firms, just to kind of see how effective the pricing across the team. And, if you have a very low number there, then you would start to question, okay, this is more of like a bookkeeping or payroll firm like this, and maybe it's not a lot of highly technical stuff. If you got too high of a technical, then you still have some questions there about like, if this was to change owners, like could that technical work continue if there was a change in team members? So I think those are some of the pieces that you can start to look at metrics, and time data is used in that.